Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. First I want to thank everybody who has subscribed to my YouTube channel, and if you haven't, please do. I can pretty much guarantee that all the content you watch on my channel will be personal. Exactly, will have a personal touch to it, that's for sure. And that's what this one is going to be, very personal, and I'm hoping to get through it without a lot of crying. I just want to straight up tell you, this is about people that abandon their animals, okay, that move and leave them or whatever. This video is my husband and I's experience in Holiday Village and our time being here with that kind of activity. This, unfortunately, is where it all started for my husband and I. About 4 years ago, the lady that lived in this home here had decided to leave her home up and abandon it, and abandon all her indoor cats. So she threw out all her indoor cats. She had literally, and you can even see it still, she had blocked the door and there was no access for them. She had actually reached out to me and asked if I could help her find homes for her cats. And before I even had the opportunity to help her, she literally, she didn't even pack, she left everything behind, and she just moved, just left. Her and her husband just left throughout the cats, and I'd come over, and that's when it all started. So we have, there was 5 cats, 3 were pregnant. But anyway, this was the start of it right here, where these little dudes ended up going under the trailer, trying to live. I was feeding them over here. We had a lady that was over here that was poisoning the cats. It was one thing after another. And from that moment on, my husband and I got involved and wrapped up into this that just didn't seem to end even until this day, this very day today, 4 years ago. So I'm going to take you over here. Okay, so after the woman had abandoned her home over here, it had been about a year the home was empty, and I was still going over and taking care of the cats. And the 2 adults, we had one that was a Russian blue, beautiful Russian blue, and another tortie cat, named her Pepper, and both of them were beautiful. Well, they hadn't shown up for a couple days, and you know, and I'd keep looking, and I'd walked around the corner over here, and this is where I found the Russian blue, and she was dead, curled up in a corner here. And man, that was just heartbreaking. My guess, and I of course have never been able to prove it, was that she was poisoned. And I found her dead over here, and then when I walked back around over to the house I was just at over there, I heard some crying, and unfortunately she still had 3 little babies under the home, and I was able to get them out and rescue them. But that was the first of the heartbreak with abandoned cat that died. All right, so after that had happened, I carried on with taking care of Pepper, the tortie, and then I was coming back, and she had come running up over here, and oh my God, she was so skinny and so, I mean, just really in bad shape. And I wanted so bad to get her, and she had jumped up into, this was open at that point, and she jumped up and went under the home. I put food down there for her, and she never ever came out again. I don't know if she ended up dying under the home or if she ended up going somewhere else to die. So there is now my second heartbreak. Oh. All right, this here is an empty lot now, but the home that used to be here was basically a drug house. And the lady and all her little druggy friends were evicted, thrown out, but unfortunately she had hoarded a bunch of cats, and when she got thrown out, this home was, oh my God, it was bad. So she literally, of course, throws out all her cats. This was really sad. I mean, those cats were so friendly, and when I had gone up and petted them and gave them food, oh my God, I mean, they just went crazy eating all this food. None of them were fixed, and they actually tried to follow me home. But so anyway, the home is gone now because it was really bad. But yeah, that was another lovely experience that we went through in here with more cats just getting thrown out. Now with this home here, I met this woman a while back and found out that she had cancer, and she just recently died. The woman, here we go, here's one right here. Here's another cat that's abandoned. This one, there's one right behind you. So this little dude here, so she had died, and she was quite the animal hoarder as well. She had 14 dogs, and we have no clue how many cats. And the home was just, oh God, we're gonna go in. But these two little dudes, they've been left behind. I've been bringing them food. They're super friendly. Their ears aren't tipped. I have no clue if they're fixed or not. They could be. She had nobody when she died, nobody except this church, and apparently the church people had promised me that they were gonna collect the cats and get them into a rescue, and they never did. And I've been coming back and just feeding them, and look at them, they're so sweet. So anyway, let me just show you. Water's empty. They ripped all this out. There is all fencing here, and all the shed's gone. All right, so in this case, you know, the woman dies and she has nobody, but she knew she was dying, and she did not prepare at all for any caretake of these animals. You want to love these animals, right? But in the long run, you're not doing them any favors at all by not making sure that they have care after you pass, and, you know, taking on that responsibility. So now these two little friendlies, nobody's taking animals right now either. I mean, cats for sure. So honestly, the best I can do is keep bringing them food. They're healthy, they look good. But I don't know how much longer this structure will be here. Once this is gone, they're eventually just gonna, you know, probably wander the park looking for food. All right, you guys, come inside. Let's take a look at how a hoarder lives. All right, go ahead. You go first, Mike. I'm gonna take a look and see what we got for food. I really need to get them. All right, this is, the door was kind of left open for them to get back in. This is the condition of this home, which is pretty bad. I'm guessing they're gonna pull the home out, but these little dudes here, they're homeless. They're not gonna, and I don't really know anybody around the neighborhood here that's gonna take care of it. Let's go see how much food you got left. Come on. Oh, you still got food in here. I'll top off your water. But this is, wow, right? Pretty gross. Pretty gross, yeah. What? You guys got food still, but I'll give you water. You want some water? Uh-huh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What does that mean? They turn the water off? Fuck.
Yep.
Fuck. Turn the water off. Oh, shit. Oh, no. What am I gonna do? Come back and bring them water? Gotta have water. It's like the most important thing in here. I'm gonna put some in these bowls right here for you. There you go. You guys got a little water right here, okay? Still got food. I think I'm gonna have to. Alright. Wow, this is, oh shit, this is a hard one for me too. They're so friendly. You guys, I know, you're so sweet and friendly, and they just left them. The church was supposed to take them. I know there was a third one too. Who knows what happened to the other ones. But, oh, I know, you guys, I know. This is just one of the many examples here, and that I guarantee you these people surrounding here don't want nothing to do with the cats. Okay, now here we are at this home. Lady had moved. She had probably a good 20 cats. A lot of them were outdoor cats already that she was taking care of, but when she moved, she just left them for the neighbors to take care of, and these cats were left behind. Bottom. Woman moved, left all her cats behind, and there's a guy that walks his dog that comes over and gives him chicken every night. There's probably a good 10 of them. There's Domino, and they're it's a little warmer today, so they're not really out, but I just wanted to show you the condition that they live in. So, hi Domino, hi buddy. There's Sam. There's my Annabelle. Well, hi there. They'll pop up from all over the place. There's a little Sam, I'm gonna call him Sam. But anyway, there's the water, and then we have the food. If you look down here, this is their feeding station down here. So the food is, the lady next door is taking care of feeding them and giving them water, but of course I come down and check on them as often as I can to make sure that they're getting the food and getting the water that they need, because I'm guessing there's about 10 here. Taking this video around and just showing you my husband and I's personal experience with what we've dealt with people in here that have up and abandoned their homes and abandoned their pets, and how it has affected my life and my husband's life, which leads me to Pita. This one's a hard one. Pita lived here with his owner, and for 8 years, Pita's been kind of the little community right down the road, little community cat, the best cat ever. And this guy decided he wanted to move back to New York, and we had a talk about it. And I told him, you need to take Pita with you. It's your cat. You need to take him with you. And he didn't. He just left Pita behind. Pita then went across the street over here to get fed, and then really kind of one thing led to another, because he's so damn friendly. Of course, I loved him up every time I walked by, and I noticed that he had some abscess, and then what happened, if you watch the previous videos, a lady had taken him to a spay and neuter clinic where they extracted all the teeth on the wrong side, all the bleeding. Bottom line with Pita is that he had a brain tumor, and nobody knew it. And was it a brain tumor?
No, it was over the upper
mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, so he had a tumor, a cancerous tumor.
Sinus cavity.
Up in his cavity, sinus cavity, and way back I'd noticed that his nose was running, and that's when the owner was still around. And all he did, basically he didn't give a shit about the cat, and nor did the guy across the street. They just were throwing food out and whatever. I mean, and I'm trying really hard not to put blame, and it's really hard to do. It really is hard to do. It was his responsibility to take care of Pita, his responsibility to get him in a good home if he wasn't going to take Pita with him. Instead, he left him out here where most of the people around here really didn't give a shit about the cat, except for maybe petting him on the head when they walked by. And this had probably been an ongoing issue with Pita that was undetected. And bottom line is, yesterday my husband and I had to put Pita down. He when the vet went back in, he thought the suture had just ripped back open, but it was that, but because of the tumor that was up inside, and it ripped it, and it was just blood, and there was nothing he could do for Pita, and it was just really hard, and I'm having a really hard time with this, because it shouldn't be my responsibility. But it's going to be, because I love these animals, and it's not their fault that they just left behind. And there are people in here, there's good people in here, that step up and do what they can. But it starts with you doing that, okay? You just can't do it. And I know I can't change anything. I know people are, if you're that fucking cold, then you're probably never gonna change. I guess my call out would be, you see it, because I'll tell you what, where it all started back here in the beginning, I really wish I'd reported that woman the minute she left. I had reported her and held her accountable for dumping all 5 of those cats, because it just escalated and turned into one, not only a mental, nightmare, but a financial nightmare. Because the shit is not cheap. And that's why people do it. I mean, how many cats have ended up at our home that are sick because people don't want to take responsibility and they can't afford it? You know what? The best thing to do would probably be is to surrender your animal and give it peace. Because what's going to happen is, when you do that, it's going to die out on the street, a cold, horrible death with no love. Okay, we're going to have a little conversation about Pan.
And you're not gonna like what I'm about to say, okay? This cat is dying, okay? This cat looks terrible. The glucose is 25, so hypoglycemic. That doesn't happen unless you have something seriously wrong going on, okay? The cat has panleukopenia, okay? The cat has serious anemia. The crit is 12, okay? This cat can't even stand up. It's pale. It's got a serious upper respiratory infection. The only treatment option I have for you is to put this cat on IV fluids in the hospital, on IV antibiotics. This cat is almost certainly not going to survive. So that's the very plain. I'm trying to be upfront with you about this. I just don't see this cat living. I mean, the temperature on the cat is 95.
Pita was loved to the very end. Mike and I loved him to the very end.
I love him so much. I'm so sad.
I'm just really speechless at humanity and how we treat these animals, okay? And I want you to really take a good look at yourself. If you're one of those, take a good look at yourself. If you see it happening, if you know your neighbor is gonna move into another apartment where she can't have a cat and she's gonna throw it out, report her. At some point in time, the law has got to step in, has got to hold these people responsible for abandoning their animals and leaving it for someone else to clean up and someone else to deal with that can't afford it and that is so heartbroken over everything they deal with. I know for a fact that my husband and I, no matter what, the outdoor cats that we have, if we ever leave this place, they're going with us, period, no matter what. I would never leave them for somebody else to have to deal with. And most people in here won't deal with them. That's the problem. And that's why these abandoned cats die. They end up dead until somebody notices and says, hey, this cat needs some attention. This cat needs some loving. Anyway, so this is this. All right, let's travel on. Thank you again for taking the little tour with me through Holiday Village. And I promise we're going to take a break from all the animal stuff because it's heartbreaking and it's hard to watch. But I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you on the next one.